Okay. So, as it turns out, I didn't finish the Dwarf and Guitari quest lines, and there's one more quest for us to do. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, both of those today. And because we finished the main storyline, but then there's still one more tier. What's the right word for it? One more level to do for them. To get to Bloodsworn. I thought that we were on, because the story was done, I thought we were done with the ranks. Apparently not. So we're gonna go ahead and do both of those today. We're gonna start with the Dwarf one, and let's go ahead and talk to Ronitt. It's been quite a while since we talked to him on stream. I think last one was in like February or something. It's August now. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Ronitt and do this last quest. Thanks for the memory. Ronitt looks primed to fire a particularly cheery dwarven greeting in your general direction. Just who I was hoping to see. Lally-ho to you, Brillian. Lally-ho! Aha, a fine lally-ho if I ever heard one. Since the last time we spoke, we've been busier than ever. Our first paying customers, Irova and Kobleva, have already started using rolling tankards to ferry their goods about. So far, there have been no reports of any horrendous accidents or anything, which is a relief. We'll be aiming for the same high-level quality for the rest of the tanks, and thanks to our new friends, word's getting around fast. Orders have been flying in thick and fast. This is going better than I ever dreamed. This calls for a celebration. Of course, it wouldn't be the same without all the others, so I'll go and round them up. In the meantime, why don't you go over to Clearmelt and wait with Lorethia? Okay, sounds good to me. We just gonna party? I don't have a problem with that. Watch him call her old hag one more time. Oh, I see you're the opposite of what they call fashionably late. Since you're here, you can help me get everything ready. Uh-oh. See, this is why you don't come early to parties, kids. They'll rope you into doing everything for you. For them. I'm surprised you resisted the temptation to start digging in before we got here. I bet you ain't never seen a feast like this. We've got the best grub Novront has to offer. Yolis and Siluk even brought a keg of their famous ale over from Wright. But how did they carry something so heavy all the way, I hear you cry? Why, with a rolling tankard. Yeah, that's right. By tank, of course. Those things might be armed to the teeth with some of the world's most advanced weaponry, but it's what they carry that makes the real difference. People across the land can get what they need when they need it. Not to mention a few of life's luxuries, too. It seems all of our hard work has paid off. To think that Wright is at long last able to produce its own ale again. Thanks to you and Ronitt, we've had the best barley crop in years. Even our very first batch has earned the approval of our villagers' most demanding beer aficionados, and due to the much improved quality of the soil, we have begun to grow our own fruit, the juice of which we've brought for younger ones and teetotalers as to enjoy. All right, everyone, it's time for a toast. So raise a tankard of ale or a tankard of juice if you're muling well like Ronitt. Ozog, please. Watch it, Ozog, or you'll be wearing that drink of yours. Ahem. To the continued success of Watt's Anvil and all of our friends. Cheers! The years of struggle and adversity seem a distant memory to the inhabitants of the First as they strive for a better tomorrow. In particular, the dwarves of Colossia will have a vital role to play in the days to come, with their ingenuity and diligence paving the way to unlimited possibilities. And even after the dishes were cleared away, the celebrations continued. Shush there, miss. You don't seem drunk in the slightest. I would just say I like to say. Oh, I cover, at least finish your sentence before you fall asleep. I think what he means is, we all owe you a heartfelt thanks, especially Ronitt. After you show up, he wouldn't say Buddha Goosh. And now, he's turned into a great leader. Must to be from following your example. We know you've got the other people out here who need you. Sure it would be selfish to expect you to stay, but you've gratefully time you've spent with us. It means a lot. It really does. And if you're ever passing through, be sure to pay us a visit. Anyway, we'd best be heading back to the anvil. Safe travels. Oh, and make sure you say goodbye to Lusa and Shy Luke before you leave. Therefore, they've been meaning to speak with you. I need to pick a voice and a style and just stick with it for each of them. So I just changed. The thing is, the text seemed to kind of change halfway through for the yellow dwarf. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to everyone, and then we'll talk to Euless. Who does she think she is, calling me a mewling whelp? I don't even know what that means, but I assume it's an insult. Sure. This ale from Right really hits the spot. When I heard they've been bringing worms over from Armor Ring for us to eat, I thought they'd be gone barmy. But having tasted them, I can see the appeal. It's always the worms. I must say, this is quite the gathering. Oh, there you are. Euless and I were just talking about you. We were wondering if the ale was to your liking, and then it occurred to me that you may not even drink in the first place. Do you, partake in the odd tipple? Nope, never touched the stuff. I've never been known to wet my whistle on occasion. You can't buy love, and you can buy alcohol, which is better. Nah. I mean, we've seen this character drink before. Yes, and no doubt the volume varying in accordance with the nature of said occasion. A happy one, such as this, calls for more than a mere sip or two, I dare say. Can I say, Luke, how wonderful it is to see you in such high spirits. You're like a changed man. A change we have you to thank for, Berlin. Considering all you've done for us in our village, I cannot imagine how we will ever repay you. So, if there is aught you need, just say the word. My sentiment exactly. I dread to think what would have become of us without your intervention. Yes, and we owe a great debt of gratitude to Master Ronitt as well. Thanks to him and his automaton, my father's dream has long last come true. If we take a leaf out of Ronitt's book, by combining ingenuity with hard work, there is nothing we cannot achieve. Good for you. Maybe the next time you come to write, we will have something new to show you. Our doors are always open, so don't be a stranger. Ah, I almost forgot to ask. But have you spoken with Ozog? It seems there is something she would like to discuss with you. What, you want to plan the wedding? Well, we'll be taking it one step at a time. If we continue our efforts, right will go from strength to strength. Okay, Ozog, what do you want to talk about? Have you eaten your fill, Brilliant? I'm sure she has room for some more. Have you tried these wrigglers from Almaring? If you can pluck up the courage, they're quite delicious. Yeah, I can't get enough of them. No, I've had my share of those worms. Just thinking about them is making me queasy. Come on, live a little. It's like I always say, youth is wasted on the young. Yes, and it'll be even more of a waste if a gifted engineer like me chokes to death on some godforsaken worm. I've got to look after myself if I want these plans of ours to come to fruition. Anyway, Loretha, I'll bet your best years are still ahead of you. In fact, why don't you come and help out at Watt's Anvil? It's gonna be better than drinking tea and soaking in hot springs all day. When you get to my age, you'll learn to appreciate things like that. You mark my words. Still, it wouldn't do to let my skills get rusty. I suppose I could pop over and do a spot of welding from time to time. Actually, Brilliant, there's something I want to say to you. For most of my life, I've been living according to the others' expectations without thinking about what I want. But thanks to you, I've made up my mind. Like you, I'm going to pursue my own goals, my own dreams. That's why I've decided to carry on here, where I can express myself and be who I want to be. Rather than wasting my time being bound by traditions and rules, I want to be free to go where I please and do as I please. But don't you want to go back to your village? All the Thulls have permission to travel between Tomra and the Anvil whenever they want. What about you? Well, it's not as though I've been banished. Not yet, anyway. Oh. I can hardly go back to Comra now, can I? From this day forth, I am no longer a Gog. I shall live only as Ozog, descendant of Watts himself. I answer to no one. Ronitt. But you can't just take off your helmet like that. It's indecent. I think he's just getting flustered from the sight of a pretty girl. How can he expect to beat me in a battle of wits if he turns into a babbling buffoon every time I take my helmet off? What's hammer's as good as mine? That reminds me, I should get started on my next creation and prove my superiority once and for all. Time to head back to the Anvil. And it looks like I might be joining you sooner rather than later. You youngins have brought me some much-needed excitement, and I can't wait to see what you'll come up with next. I didn't expect her to take her helmet off. This certainly makes a difference from the usual crowd we have at Clearmelt. Well, let's head on back to the Watts Anvil and finish up this quest. Yeah, I didn't expect Uzog to take off her helmet. I actually expected more. It was more likely that Ronitt would. But I guess Uzog is more of the rebel, so it would make a little more sense for her to do it, not Ronitt. Alright, Ronitt, let's wrap things up. That Uzog, ain't she got no shame? Just because she don't want to go back to Comra, there's no need to expose herself like that. I know you ain't a Thol or Gog, so I don't expect you to understand. But you agree with me, don't you? This is the worst thing that has ever happened in Lakeland. The worst thing. You should take off your helmet, too. You might find it liberating. Yeah, let's do it. We met Giot during the role quests. What? No, absolutely not. Never. I'd rather lose my whole damn head than remove my helmet. Grr. This is all Uzog's fault. She has a bloody good talking to. But that can wait. Bugger it. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Something about thanking you, or whatever it was. Well, I suppose I should express my gratitude for sticking with me through thick and thin, even when it looked like the whole plan was gonna blow up in my face. I know sometimes I can get a bit jealous of you having so many talents compared to me, being the savior of the bleeding world and all that. But I know you ain't doing it to steal my thunder. You're just trying to be a good friend, and you are, the very best. Bloody hells! Keep this up and I'll start bawling like a newborn. Anyway, the struggle to get those tanks might be over, but me, Uzog, and the others will still carry on here. So if you ever feel like showing off your skills of yours, you know where to come. In the meantime, best of luck with the saving the world or whatever you'll be doing. Thanks for the memories. The reputation has increased to Bloodsworn. Reputation has increased to Bloodsworn. Save experience, yeah. That wasn't maxed, haven't maxed all my crafters, and this would be a little more useful. Let's see, I do believe I get something new for getting Bloodsworn. Yeah. I get the emote. Because I remember I looked up the emote, or I had seen that emote, and I'm like, wait, I finished this tribal quest. How come I can't do it? Why don't I have this?